People want to feel known.
Really building technology fast.
The lack of personalization and consumer trust cost businesses $756 billion last year.
Email itself is going to evolve into something very different.
Automation,
messenger and SMS, business process optimization,
customer experience,
inventory planning.
Be more visual, be more tactile.
What's the future of e-commerce?
The heyday is just beginning.
Hello. Can you hear me all right? If you are watching this live on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you may be streaming from, I'd love to know where you are in the world, what you are up to right now. And if you'd like to, you can drop your store URL in chat. We might judge you or maybe even give you a website teardown at some point in the future, even though that is not what we are doing today. I'm really excited to have everybody here. We just have a couple of quick housekeeping items for you before we get into our panel. First, let me give you the whole format. We're going to have a panel with a few kind of experts in e-commerce that have unique insight into kind of how merchants go through this holiday rush season after season and some of the best practices that you can use in order to make sure that your store and your strategy is squared away for growth and success. So we'll bring them on. We'll have a nice lively discussion, and then each of them will present a little bit more on their individual expertise afterwards. So we'll be around for about 2.5 hours doing this. So sit down, get settled in. And I know that there are distractions or things that happen. So what we do for you is we keep show notes on this. Let me get the link for you here. I'm going to share this in chat with everybody here. You can follow along with the show notes here, and we'll kind of go through and take all the nuggets from this, put them in there. You can bookmark that page and then go and follow up tactically. I really hope you do make some tactical changes and decisions after kind of going through these presentations with us together. All right. The only other housekeeping item I have for you is that, yes, all of these sessions will be available on demand on our YouTube page. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button somewhere down below. I think it's over here, if I'm not mistaken, if that's how the screen works for me. Hit the subscribe button and you'll automatically be notified when the sessions go live on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch them, go back through them. And again, show notes plus YouTube, you will be able to take actionable insights here and change your store, make sure that you're squared away. We've only got a month left. I can't even believe it. Awesome. Okay. With that said, I'm just going to bring in all of our panelists here really quick, and I'll let them introduce themselves and give a quick intro on their expertise in e-commerce. Guys, here we go. Make sure you're unmuted. How's everybody?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey
everyone.
Nice. So I've brought in everybody here with me. Let's just go down the line. Thomas, let's start with you. Quick introduction, what you're up to, and a little bit more about Openu as well.
Sure thing. So thanks very much for the invite. Thanks for organizing the event. So my name is Thomas. I am the CEO of Openu Product Reviews. And we help Shopify merchants, first of all, collect their reviews automatically with our flows. Then we also help them import those reviews from Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, and then in the end, we show their customers the best quality reviews. So basically, no more tedious review collection, no more manually featuring reviews, no more having reviews, away from your Shopify store, and it's fully customizable to your brand and doesn't slow down your store, I would say. Yeah. And just to add, because we're based in Scotland, Glasgow, and we're at the center of the climate summit right now, which is happening here. We recently surpassed 1,000 reviews on the App Store. So big celebration in the team. And we decided to plant 1,000 trees for that, to kind of mark this anniversary. So.
Amazing. I love it. And we're always about sustainability. We have talked about it a lot in the past here. That's really exciting to hear. Thanks for dropping the secret info here with us. All right, moving along. Nurit, tell us about you and Polaris.
Okay, thank you so much, Derek, first of all, and hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. And my name is Nurit. I'm based in Israel. I'm the CMO and co-founder at Polaris. We are creating the next level of the mobile shopping experience, storifying content and products into a much more engaging experience. That's it, working with merchants across all platforms, specifically on Shopify, and happy to be here, happy to be a part of this community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Michael, tell us a little bit more about you.
Hey
And
guys, what's up? It's good to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Nick, it's good to see your face again too. I think it was like what 2 or 3 weeks ago that we were on another webinar together. So the community is growing. Derek, thanks for having me on the summits. My name is Michael, Enterprise Partner Manager here at Gorgias. Gorgias is machine learning help desk. We integrate all of your support channels into one help desk. You might be familiar by now with what Gorgias is, but if you aren't, I hope I can shed a bit of light on how we might be able to help you. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and all of the challenges I'm sure you expect to face during this busy holiday season. So thanks again, Derek. Appreciate setting this up, and yeah,
absolutely. Awesome. Nick, let's hear a little bit more about you and Ricard.
Yeah, again, thank you, Derek. I really appreciate it. Michael, great seeing you again. Nirit and Thomas, it's great to meet you guys, and everyone watching, thank you so much for attending. My name is Nick Ramay. I'm the head of partnerships over at Recart. Recart is a mobile messaging platform, rebranded a bit from a messenger marketing platform, which was our bread and butter for the last 5 years, but we've actually tacked on SMS. So the goal is to be a mobile first platform, and eventually we're going to add on WhatsApp and Instagram as well. But it's a pretty popular app on the App Store, and I'll be talking a little bit more about channel marketing on the mobile strategy side.
Awesome. I love it. And yes, each of you will have your own session coming up, and we don't want to spoil those completely as we dive into this panel. But let's start with predictions on this holiday season, because I think we are facing a really unique time. We've seen a lot of issues with container ships being just locked out, stuck in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, which is, I think, having merchants probably pull their hair out and having them worry. What are you guys seeing, and how might you expect this year to be different than the previous years? I mean, last year was a COVID year. This is like a different kind of COVID year. You know, it's kind of interesting. Thomas, I'll start with you.
Well, look, so last year, supply chains, I mean, they've been suffering for the past previous years, but you couldn't see it because everything was kind of, super stretched, but it was still working. And then COVID hit and everything just collapsed. And now we're just kind of seeing the continuation. So I would definitely advise people, just like last year, make it very clear that deliveries can be delayed. Put it somewhere on the website, put it in the communication with your customers. So yeah, we're definitely going to see more delays, and
I think with everybody here, sorry to interrupt, everybody here, we're all thinking customer experience and keeping that customer centricity. So I love it. Talking to the customers and being honest with them is, sometimes it feels hard, right? But I think being proactive about it can save a sale. So I think that's absolutely huge. Nurit, what are you seeing? Predictions for this?
I've actually seen an infographic that is called "The Disaster of the Supply Chain Logistics in 2021 due to COVID." So that's the infographic, and you can understand that the numbers are not that high. So it's going to be a struggle, but I think, like you said, transparency in front of the customers, I think it's the most important part. Obviously, I think that COVID made us some kind of impatience, but also patience and more understanding to situations of businesses, and we want to support businesses. So I think that the best case scenario to handle this, of course, is to be transparent, right? That's going to be delayed. It's going to be delays. But I think that the most important part is to say how much is going to be delayed, not just say, it's on its way. I'm sorry, there are logistic problems. No, say, but in 8 to 10 days delay, or in 15 days, you will get it. Something that will give us some kind of hope in the end of the game, and just make sure to be as much as communicative that you can with your end customer.
Perfect. So let's bring it to Nick, the channel marketing manager, essentially. What do you think needs to change in those, maybe the sequences, workflows, or just your general predictions of the holiday season?
Yeah, definitely. And I hope you guys, sorry, I'm in a co-working space and someone decided to start vacuuming. So I hope no one can hear that. I'll make my answer quick. It's funny because I'm actually in Long Beach, California right now. And it's 40% of the imports come in through this port right here. And I have a great view of the bay. And there's literally 60 giant container ships backed up waiting in line to get. And I'm looking at it. It's just so funny that we're talking about this.
You want to turn the screen around?
Well, no, I mean this. I'm in an
The vacuum
office.
cleaner.
The vacuum cleaner. But it is just, oh my God. I mean, it is really backed up. And obviously, this is only going to get worse and worse as time goes on throughout the next few weeks with all the demand. But an interesting thing that I found out is that customers on average check their tracking notifications 3 times before their product even arrives. So, not to go back to what you guys were saying a little bit earlier, but communicate with your customers, let them know, convey that in the tracking message. Maybe have a sequence where through Messenger or through SMS that explains this and gives them updates. We're sorry, but your product is delayed an extra day. If you have questions, connect them back to that customer service side, which I think is a good segue into Michael.
Yeah. All right. Very well done. Over to you, Michael.
Nice one, Nick. I think I have a solution for the boats. I think we just got to get the tugboats out there and we just pull them to shore. We'll get like an army of merchants. We'll get the tugboats out and we'll just pull everything to shore. Yeah, it's going to be a tough holiday season. Let's be honest. If there are going to be shipping delays, I think being forthright, as Thomas said, in communicating that up front. But not everyone, not all consumers like read those messages. Let's be honest. So there's going to be some customer success or customer support back and forth that's going to be necessary. And on average in e-commerce, between first contact time and the resolution time, we're seeing about 29 hours. So with Gorgias, I mean, it's a shameless plug, but we reduced that first contact time and resolution time in a pretty significant way, so that customer, we can automate a lot of those questions related to order status, so that customer can get that information when they need it, when they want it. It's going to be about speed. It's going to be about speed of resolution and speed of contact time. So with those two things in mind, I think we can manage, the volume of requests that will be coming in, that we'll be expecting this holiday season.
Absolutely. And automating any component of the business that allows for it. And I'll go on a little caveat here, because I think there might be a merchant kind of listening to this that would be like, well, I don't want to automate my customer service responses. This is going to lead to like a terrible experience. And I think the truth of the matter is that there's ways to send a templatized automated response, let them know that it's a templatized automated response. And then it's like, if this doesn't answer your question, a real person will be on shortly.
Exactly.
Like, just tell us and we'll move to a real person. But like, if you don't have that opportunity to mitigate, a ticket, an inquiry, and this can be, before the sale, and of course it doesn't have to be on the Gorgias platform. It can be on SMS. And in some ways, right, Thomas, it can also be in a review response. It might be another way to handle it, or there's a review and then you outreach somebody to resolve an issue that you didn't know existed, things like that. So I think across all channels and opportunities, on-site, post-purchase, finding a way to automate as much as you can, because let's face it, like, you can't just hire 5 new people in October preparing for November and then, I don't know, fire them in January. It's kind of hard to get that swing, exactly correct and scale up and scale down. And of course you could do that, but it's not as ideal as finding perhaps other ways to mitigate and manage. All right, that's my rant on that. I want to move into, so we're expecting shipping delays. There's an actual element of scarcity going on, I think, with products in e-commerce. If we actually can't get the product to the door, then I might not want to sell out. My inventory is going to sell out a little earlier. And so I might be really, I don't know, Black Friday, you're trained to have like really good deals and discounts, but it feels like this year, maybe I shouldn't be discounting as much. So I want to hear your guys' kind of thoughts on the offer testing and preparing, like how low should we go? That kind of thing. And I'll start with you on this one.
So if you're asking the customer in me, I'd say at least 30% off. And I think that the best offer that a merchant can give us as customers is the BOGO, the buy one, get one. I think that's what's most attractive. I think that you do have to promote your product, especially in the season, because first, the traffic is much higher. People are expected to do it. You have to be a part of this community, a part of this playing field, and they'll be back to you if the product is good, if the service is good. They'll come back to you even if it's not Black Friday. So I think that your offer does have to stand out. If you give them, I don't know, 10-15%, it's nice, it's great. It's always I'm always happy to get discounts, but it's not as significant as it should be, specifically on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, of course.
Oh man, I feel like, all right, somebody who has a competing viewpoint to this. I like the advice. I think it works for half of the brands. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, Thomas.
Look, okay, so in my view, like you can go the way of giving people discounts, buy one get one. That's one way, but you also need to realize that at this time of the year, this is the prime time to use countdown timers, counters, how many people have looked at the product. So those things are usually abused by people throughout the year. You see people doing Black Friday in July. That's not the right time. But normally people are very used to seeing those huge queues at Target every single year, and having those shops setting up whatever 20-30% discounts, but they know that there are only a number of TVs available at this price. Once it's gone, and that translates to an online store, and Amazon is absolutely great at doing it, no matter how much we don't like them, because we're trying to get away from them and sell on Shopify instead. You have to give them that they execute their strategies perfectly. You have the timers in there, so and they do something even better, where they give discounts, rather exclusive access to those deals, just Prime members. So and you can have, I remember having conversations when I was not on Prime at the point of time, saying, oh, I'm gonna buy this SSD drive, and my friend tells me, man, I bought it already yesterday because I'm a Prime member. And that kind of pushes people towards entering that Amazon ecosystem, or whatever ecosystem that you want to push them into, and also makes the existing Prime members feel more rewarded for being a Prime member. So you can multiple different strategies.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing for strong brand connections, we're seeing rise in membership communities around certain brands. And I think there's a lot to be said for giving them the code 7 days earlier, especially if that means, just as an example, and this, this might just be the case based on what we're talking about here, that the people that order earlier actually get it before Christmas, but the people that order, at the mass market may actually get it, later, or post Christmas or whatever it is. So I think that there's a lot of value in that. It's of course ideal if everybody gets it in time, but if we have to choose, let's choose our passionate fans and our existing customers, right? So I like this idea as another layer of discounting, and I know some brands just can't go that low, 30 or 40% off, and some brands just don't discount at all, which I don't know exactly how you solve this. But moving on, Michael, what are your thoughts on offers and this strategy overall?
Yeah, it just remind, like, I was a merchant for 6 years before I joined Gorgeous, and this was 50% of our revenue annually actually came during the holiday season, just over 50%. A big part of our business was gifting, and it happened between the months of November and December. So it was a bit of a delicate balance. I mean, we were operating on pretty thin margins, frankly, and we wanted to get every dollar off the table that we could and into our pockets during those 2 months. So I think bundling is a big thing. So increasing Absolutely. That AOV during those 2 months is huge. We were selling a subscription, so it's working the customer towards purchasing, a 6 or a 12-month subscription rather than, month to month. This was our main objective. And even if we were actually selling at a break even, so it's a matter of getting as much revenue into the bank account as possible in those 2 months, even if it's at a break even, because as we know, that revenue in the bank account may actually be your lifeline in January, February, and March as those slow months, as we move into the slow months. So I think, to answer the question, I guess I don't have a competing position. It's really just, get those AOVs up, be aggressive in discounting, because, the next 3 months after the holiday season is over, you want to make sure that you have, a full bank account.
Yeah, and you know what's so interesting? I've seen it go both ways. Some brands say that they make all of their profit at the end of the year, and some brands say that they get all their revenue / new customers at the end
Yeah,
of the year. I think
that
it's
was
like
that was the case for us. It was the latter.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
either it always feels like it's either one or the other. So I think
Yeah.
that perhaps if that doesn't if getting all of the customers at break even cost doesn't seem like the right fit for you, then you want to do it the other way around. I think it's either one or the other. It's like a completely polarized. You shouldn't be in the middle trying to make a little bit of profit and then try and maximize customers. Either go
100%
all
agree with
in.
you, Derek.
Yep.
Yeah. So go all in on customers or go all in on profit margin, which is tough
100%.
at large discounts. And so it's usually swinging to customers. Nick, you've got an interesting strategy perhaps for offers.
Yeah, I would say this one's more geared towards the companies that don't discount too much throughout the year and are looking for an extra way to kind of spice up that Black Friday, Cyber Monday, besides just increasing it maybe 5% or something like that. But this strategy is also interesting because it also allows you to capture more own channels, and own channels inadvertently equal to revenue, right, over the lifetime value of that customer. But essentially, the strategy would be using messenger marketing to ask for an opt-in, either an email or phone number. And messenger marketing, you can auto-populate either of them. So you say, hey, get 10% off, discount unlocks in messenger marketing. Great.
Are you seeing that on channel, like on Facebook or Instagram?
It could be on Instagram. It could be on your website.
Okay.
It could be any kind of trigger. It could be like a sticky discount box. If you're married to
I got you.
Your pop-up, then fine. Like this could be an interesting way. Like, hey, you want 5% more discount? Please give us. So you click that, and then it says, hey, thanks so much. You're interested in getting 5% off more. Please give us your phone number. And since Facebook did two-factor authentication, automatically appears, and you just have to tap it, and then that sends to your provider. And then that's a good way to get that second own channel, because a lot of people are like, okay, how can I get email and phone number and now messenger? And we're always asking things of our customers. So if you can get another own channel and reward them for that, then I think that's a very powerful way. And that's also a sneaky way to up your ante on increasing that discount.
Yeah, this is really interesting. So, and I think this needs to start like yesterday, basically, right? And this is kind of the idea that we need to be collecting more than one piece of personally identifiable information and marketing on that channel, or at least preparing to market on that channel now-ish. I want to go a little off script and just throw out there, when should I announce to my audience that what my sale is and like when it begins? Is there should we be doing pre-prep emails and messages, or should we wait until the day of to announce that the sale is live? What do you guys typically see? Nick, I want to start with you because you're the channel guy.
Yeah, I love a good sequence leading up until the big day. So prep your customers, warm them up, and you use one channel to really have like an anchor in terms of like the messaging that you want to get across. And then obviously you don't want to have like a sequence if you have them on Messenger, SMS, and email, reminding them and building up on all three channels, especially because the latter two are mobile focused and 90% open rates. That's going to annoy the hell out of them. You don't want to do that. So use email as like an anchor for that messaging journey. And then on the big day, hit them on all the platforms. Yeah.
I like it. I like that warm up. Here, what about on site? I'll start with Thomas on that. Like any changes to the site, or what do you think on prep?
Look, I don't really have much expertise on this side, so I'd rather give the stage to Michael, especially him. He's got experience in actually being a merchant.
What did you see, Michael, as far as prepping the consumer for Black Friday sales?
As early as possible.
February?
Like February of last year.
Yeah, it's like pumpkin spice lattes. It just keeps getting earlier and earlier.
Yeah. I think you could, you could use different tactics. And I feel like every year there's always improvements in terms of best practices. But yeah, I think we typically would have started September late September in terms of like optimal timing, warming up for any offers. If there's like a campaign, I think it's different. Like it's different between we have to think in terms of like the type of campaign, I suppose. Like, are we building out like a branded campaign around like a certain offer, or are we just simply dropping coupon codes? Because those are two different things, I think, and two different tactics. Like we may consider dropping like a limited edition product for Black Friday alongside a coupon code. So like that branded campaign, that begins a little earlier, and it may start to coincide. The timing may start to coincide with those coupon codes or those deals that we begin offering closer to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So there's really two like sort of consecutive sort of tracks, I guess you could say, that we used as, or that I suppose I used as a merchant, our team used with our brand.
I love it. And Nurit, what are your thoughts on this, especially about maybe changing the site around?
So the merchants that we've been working with, I can tell you that starting mid-September, end of September, are preparing for the sale. Some are creating special collections for these sales, specifically around branded products, and a lot about talking about sequences. And I think that a sequence starting at the end of September is the right thing to do. Prepare, maybe give some kind of treats, special products that are in special price right now, and later on Black Friday events, it's going to be other products or more products. But the sequence is really really important, just to get you warm as a customer, to know that to mark this date on your calendar, to know that you're going to buy from this store this specific item. And of course, on the specific date, to get an email or to get messaging from some kind of other platform saying, hey, we noticed you like this, remember it, you put it in your cart, you responded to it, you like it, I don't know what, and you can shop it now and buy it in reduced pricing. So I think it's important.
My 2 cents would be to throw in some social proof every now and then if you want to promote a product in any instance. That always helps.
Yeah. That always helps. Yeah,
I love it. And I think we hinted on bundling as well, being a key component to this. I think that I personally, I prefer a bundled deal discount than like a straight % off. I feel like if you can, buy this big product and get the smaller product for free as like a bundled deal, to me, that often gets a lot of value. And depending on the brand or situation, that free product, the cost of goods sold on that could be like really cheap, but the actual retail value could be really expensive. So finding those products that have high margins and then turning them into free offers, I think can be an interesting way here to push product. I'm going a little off topic, I think, but we've only got a couple minutes left. I really want to touch on this post-purchase experience that's going to happen. We already said people are going to order, they're going to get shipping delays, they're going to start to be kind of upset with us. Thomas, you're with your review tool, you're sending out review requests based on like delivery landed dates and all this stuff.
Correct.
But we've also got Christmas, and like gifts are like sitting around. What needs to change with the post-purchase experience around like the holiday season?
So the post-purchase experience itself, make sure that your in terms of reviews, you have to ensure that if possible, the emails arrive after the delivery, so you can no longer time them to go out after the fulfillment. Because of unreliable, delays. And so if you can connect your review app with something like ShipStation or AfterShip, that's definitely advisable. But aside from that, it's all about preparing your team internally to deal with any sort of problems. So you will have a stream of negative reviews coming in, probably. And what I usually advise our customers is not to be worried about those that much. There will be a few people who are just completely unreasonable, but most people are just going to be upset because of the delay. And if you make it right by them, so let's say, okay, I'm going to refund your shipping costs, or we're going to send you a coupon or something like that. That will work well. But in terms of reviews, you need to reply to them, and this is my biggest piece of advice. Don't worry about them. The reviews, negative ones, they're there not to play on your ego, but for you to show your customer service to other potential customers. So normally when people look at the reviews, they look at the positive ones or whatever's on top, and then they go to the negative ones, and that's where they want to look for your responses, how you dealt with the problems. So it's totally your marketing tool, the negative reviews.
Yeah, I actually have a book on my shelf here called Hug Your Haters, which is by Jay Baer. I recommend it to anybody in customer experience, and I think it's a great book for all of marketing and even business owners as well.
I'm only going to read it if it's a coloring book, Derek.
I love it. Yeah, I think, and I think perfect caveat to you, Michael, because, turning a negative review upside down is always a challenge, but I think there's even more that we can do to prepare for the post-purchase experience. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, like to Thomas's point, like there will be negative reviews. I think you can avoid a lot of those negative reviews, I think, by being upfront again about expectations and responding quickly to support inquiries, automating those that can be automated. 30% of support inquiries are related to shipping status. Okay, where's my order? So that's a significant chunk of support inquiries. Like, let's automate those. And that's about it. Honestly, I don't have much more to say beyond that. I did want to mention, there was a point that you had made, Derek, about bundling. And one thing that we did as well during, in the lead up to the holiday season, is start warming our customers to the idea of gift cards. I think it's going to be especially important this year. So in the event that there would be shipping delays, can we move a higher percentage of our customers towards gift cards that they can then use later in the year? So we're collecting that revenue up front, of course, in anticipation of the holiday season, and they can use those gift cards. Is that something to consider? It's a tactic that we used, and it was a very popular gift, in fact. Something to consider anyway. It's a side point, and I guess I'm going a bit off script, and I didn't answer your original question, Derek, but I wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I love it. That's totally fine. We're out of time, but Narit, final thoughts on.
So I think that what's common for everyone here on this panel, and it's relevant for pre-purchase, throughout the purchase process, and for the post-purchase process, is the automation part. I think that a merchant can grow only if he uses automation in all of parts and all of the aspects of his store, of his shop. And of course, you still have to have the personal customer care, but where you can use automation, do use it. It's your only way to scale. That's
Love it. And Nick, final thoughts, post-purchase experience. And you're muted.
Yeah, the main thought here, and I don't want to repeat anything, but I agree with what everyone said. I would just say make sure to have these automations and these communicative points on places where your customers are at. And more frequently, that's on mobile-based things. You're going to hear all about that in a second. But consider, instead of like an email update, maybe like a text update, a messenger update. That is also a two-way street. You can have conversations on these channels as well. For example, one of my favorite things to check for updates is the shop app, where you get real-time notifications about where it is. I get banner notifications. That's something that's important to me. I know when something is getting delivered. I know when it's delayed. So just think about where your customers are at, and then make sure to communicate on those channels.
Awesome. All right. With that, we're going to excuse 3 of our panelists. We're keeping Nick around for his session. We'll see everybody later during their session. And thank you all so much for your ideas, feedback, opinions. And I think we've got a couple of huge action items already underway for our merchants. So I'll see the 3 of you later. Nick, you stay here.
See ya. See you guys.
All right. With that, we're going straight to you here. We can go side by side like this, make it a little cleaner. So I think we'll just go straight into your presentation. You've hinted at it, how automations around SMS, Messenger, and post-purchase experience. I honestly think this is 10% plus of revenue for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You tell me,
Yeah.
but I think it can, and it's a real revenue booster. We were talking about optimizing for profit versus customers. It kind of does both. Depending on how you're situated, if it's increasing conversion rate, it's going to be it's going to give you more customers, which means that in January, when you're ready to sell them again, they're all there. All right, so I'm just ranting on that. Nick, if you want to share your screen, and I'll pass it over to you to show us.
Yeah, definitely. I know you hit the nail on the head there, Derek. Let me just enter full screen here.
Perfect.
Should be good.
There
Please,
we
everyone
are.
see that?
Yes,
Great.
Perfect. All right, I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Derek, for the introduction here, and thanks for inviting me. Love eCommerce tech. Thank you for all the panelists as well. It is great to speak with you guys right now and going back and forth. And ultimately, thanks to the attendees. I really appreciate you guys attending this presentation, and I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about Messenger and SMS in this crazy time in our lives. That is Q4 every year if you're in e-commerce. It's a really important channel and something to consider, especially because, at the end of the day, marketing is all about getting your brand in someone's head. And if it's a stack of cards, if that's how your brain works, you want to get to that top stack. You're going to keep pushing down. That's why Coke keeps advertising. They want to keep pushing Pepsi down at the bottom of the stack, right? And get in front. To do this, you got to be on places where your customers are at. So it's really important to think about adding channels like that. So I almost think of it as a necessity, kind of as Derek was saying. It's very important to consider a mobile strategy, especially because 80% plus traffic these days, it's ridiculous, is on mobile. We have these supercomputers in our pockets. And it's also new as well, and it's just going to keep growing. And in 2016, it was only about 60%. I mean, it's not too far away from 100 at this point. Another weird fact, and I know I'm rambling a bit, but I'll get right into this presentation. But in 2009, the Time magazine headline was "Who's going to stop the phone giant?" And they were talking about Nokia. That's a real thing, by the way. Check it out. So smartphones are also new. We're learning how to deal with this information in real time still today, and the average consumer gets about 350 notifications a day. It's a mess. It's tough to manage all these things. Now you got TikTok and all these things. So bottom line, in the sea of a million things you can do, one of the things that I really recommend if you're a merchant is getting and dipping your toes into that mobile strategy, because I guarantee you that is where your customers are at, and that is where they're looking. That's where they're looking on the phone. They're going to get a buzz. They're going to look. Anyways, I'm going to get right into it. So one of the first things I kind of wanted to introduce is this concept of like how a messenger trigger works. And then, so I'm going to get a little technical here, and then we can get into like actual use cases and things I recommend and so on. But first, this is important because I think it's important to understand what a messenger trigger is, and then how it actually works, and how this function actually marries your other two own channels or other own channel. If you only have email, how does that work? If you have email and SMS, how does that work if I fit these in? And again, I'm a big believer in getting all three channels down. And then the fourth channel is a mobile app. If you can send push notifications, I think that's another interesting thing. But I think that's kind of like secondary, tertiary, if you will. But anyways, let's get right into this. So a messenger trigger, just like email and just like SMS, when you opt in, that is me typing out my email or typing out my phone number into some pop-up or some form or something that the merchant's getting, ultimately so I could find out more information about that merchant, whether it is most of the time a discount code, right? We want a discount code, so I'm going to give you my information. If that's the ticket and that's what I get back, then I'm going to do that every time. I'm going to want to send money. So think about the same thing here. We need some kind of opt-in to kind of start this whole engine. Otherwise, it's futile. So pop-ups are the main thing. I was saying it a little bit earlier. You can have sticky discount box. So pop-up stays there, but then there's a little thing at the bottom left that kind of incentivizes you to explore and maybe get a deeper discount. It could be post-purchase checkout if you want information after you check out and you want to get some of the tracking and shipping notifications after that. There's a lot of different things that Messenger can do. It's an all-encompassing tool, but bottom line, we need some kind of trigger to get into that Messenger conversation, which is a conversation between the consumer and the brand. So instead of your friends or family in the profile picture that you're so used to and you maybe haven't updated in a while, now it's going to be your brand logo communicating directly to the consumer. And the way you communicate to your friends and family with that brand logo is the same way you can do with the brand. So send audio, send video, send as many messages as you want, put PDFs, put links to recipes, to your customer service, which auto syncs with Gorgeous. Shameless plug there. Anyways, so think about that. So any kind of messenger trigger, some kind of incentive, we just want to get this conversation started. And I'm going to always shoot for the pop-up, but I understand if you're already married to your welcome pop-up, there's a lot of other things you can do. Facebook ads, comments, messenger, post-purchase checkout, the sticky discount box. Regardless, it's a trigger that is getting us into this conversation. So now, after I've done that trigger, I'm talking to BlendJet right now. BlendJet will say, hey, Andrew, you're seconds away from getting 20% off your BlendJet, unlock discount. I just have to tap that. I actually don't have to write out unlock discount. This is just a tap. But that tap, which shows a response from me to BlendJet, is my opt-in. That is me giving my what's called a Facebook PSID over to BlendJet, which is my consent for BlendJet to retarget me in the future with what's called a sponsored message campaign, equivalent to an SMS campaign, equivalent to an email campaign. And then Facebook PSID is the equivalent of a phone number or an email. So I'm opted in here. And as I was saying earlier, there's so many times where I actually have truly the intent to purchase a product, but the notifications these days and the amount of information I'm receiving, it's a lot to process. So one of the cool things about this is even if I leave right now, it doesn't matter. I just have to tap one button. I'm already tied to this brand. They can retarget me by Black Friday. They can retarget me tomorrow. You have to wait at least 24 hours, but that's just something pretty special. I think is a singular tap could get you tied to a brand. And if I truly had the intent to purchase and I forgot because of the swarm of notifications, then this is a good way to stay attached to that brand so I can get information. Then we can take it to the next level. So how can we capitalize on this? Let's get another own channel. Why don't we get the phone number? So please confirm your phone number to proceed. So since Facebook did two-factor authentication, everyone has a phone number and email attached to their account. So we're able to auto-populate in the Messenger chat that owned channel. And 99% of the time, your Facebook phone number and your Facebook email are the ones you're going to give out like candy to everybody. So when we ask for that and it auto-populates, all you have to do is tap it once. So this is 2 taps. Not to be confused with how long this usually would take, about 10 taps, right, to write out that number. 2 taps, 2 owned channels. You're going to give them value in this discount code. And then if have item to cart in 3 hours is false, have item to cart is false, then in 3 hours, then let's send this follow-up. And this is a 90% open rate follow-up that you can cater and do any kind of messaging you'd like. Facebook allows you within a 24-hour period to send a free message, but it can't go beyond 24 hours. But definitely take advantage of this. It's a free campaign. I think we all know SMS campaigns cost a lot of money. So if you can send a free 90% open rate message that isn't just a simple poke, this is a call to action. This is connecting to our customer service, and this is connecting to our content to maybe drive inspiration for a purchase. Heck, we can have a video here. It says click this to go to our YouTube channel to see. I think BlendJet just took their product to space or something like that. They sent in a rocket. It was like a big PR stunt. Something like that. Put another video to see how we're giving back this Black Friday. I mean, you get the idea. There's a lot you can do with this platform because it all operates over Wi-Fi. So communicate with your customer what you want them to see out of your brand, because it is entirely possible in this. It's like you're texting on iMessage or something like that. So another interesting way to do this is comment to Messenger. So this is an interesting way to boost your social engagement before Black Friday. Again, let's just step away from the websites. You're married to your channels. You don't want to add anything that disrupts the website right now in such an important time. That's fine. Again, I'm going to challenge you to reconsider that. But just in case you really, really don't want to do anything, this is definitely, there's no excuse for this one. If you have a powerful Facebook presence already, you're constantly posting and introducing and sending messages to your community that likes you already. So why not take that to the next level, especially if it's just a post and it's something you're doing already? Why don't we turn a comment into something that captures 3 owned channels and gives them value while also creating social proof from 1 comment? So this is a Facebook post right here. I'm just going to zoom in so make sure everyone can see it. It's a fake post, but the idea is comment below in the description to enter into our giveaway. You have to comment below. Kitty will comment. She'll get a message saying, thanks so much for entering to our giveaway. Please give us your email. It automatically appears. You just have to tap it once. That'll send to Clavio, for example, with first name, last name, gender, location, and time zone. I always joke because Facebook doesn't care about privacy. They'll give you tons of information when you capture your own channels on Messenger. And it's true. It's funny because that's where we're in this data Sahara, if you will. It's all because of Facebook and Apple, but they're true to their word. They will keep giving you a lot of information. So good for marketers, maybe a little interesting from a consumer point of view, but great for marketers. You get all this information on that 1 tap and opt-in. I guarantee you do not get that from just typing out your email in a pop-up. So again, that's first name, last name, gender, location, and time zone with 1 tap. So less friction, better data. Thanks so much. Please give us your phone number for this second entry. Automatically appears, taps it, syncs to your providers. Recurd also offers SMS, but we have a lot of other integrations. Omnisend, PostScript, Attentive, SMS Bump. And then you're going to give them value in that. Thanks so much. Would you like to share this or have another friend comment? They're going to see that comment. You get the idea. We're creating value out of channels that previously were, untapped, right? We're turning this post into this engine, and think about. And another thing to really think about while you're capturing these own channels, and I'll pivot away from capturing own channels in a second. I know I've been talking a lot about this, but think about the customer lifetime value that's associated to these channels. I know it doesn't seem like much, but this is actually making you money. You got to assign a dollar amount to this because these actually, this gives you revenue. This is 3 Band-Aids from 2 taps that a customer would have to rip off to get completely away from your brand, all from 1 Facebook comment, which is also giving them value and giveaway. So if you're too worried about adding an extra own channel right before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I would definitely reconsider, because there's a lot of interesting ways you can engage with your community, educate with them. And of course, now we can send them campaigns, not just on an email blast. Again, it's that card, right? We want to get to the front of that stack. The best way we can do that is by, like what Coke does. They show up on billboards. They're everywhere as QR codes, every restaurant. Be everywhere as well, as much as you can. Be on your social media platform, engage with them, hit them on Messenger, hit them on SMS, hit them on email. Of course, dose it so you're not annoying them, and I'll get into that in a second as well. But think about this. Just gonna quickly check on time. So here's another example of an opt-in channels is a welcome pop-up. And this is what I was explaining earlier, how your email or phone number automatically appears. And this is how it looks. And then you just have to tap it once to confirm it. And again, that'll send the first name, last name, gender, location, time zone. Pop-ups, when we have that again, you have the time zone. That's powerful. You can address them by the first or last name. You get the gender field as well. So if you have a fashion brand that sends men's and women's clothing, that's obviously very powerful. Now you can have very powerful segmentation on your email or SMS lists. But this is kind of the pop-up. This is the one I recommend the most, of course, but I get if you're already married to your pop-up. But let me show you now what's the point of all this? Yeah, we're having conversations with people on Facebook Messenger, but for what reason besides playing into our other own channels and maybe explaining a little bit more about our brand? Well, ultimately, this is the main reason, or one of the main reasons. At least 50% of it is because now you can send blasts and communicative exchanges out of nowhere directly in an inbox to your customer. Here's an example. So this is my Facebook. I blurred out the pictures here, but this is friends and family profiles, and then a brand is messaging me. I'm having a conversation with this brand. I opted in before, but now BlendJet can send me Valentine's Day set of promotions. If I'm not going to answer, it doesn't matter. The thread continues. They're going to keep sending me messages until, of course, I opt out or something like that. So, but you can see how powerful this is. I'm getting communication out of nowhere from a brand that I can click and go to check their profile. That I can also type and say, hey, I need help. And my friends or family here. And we're going to have Instagram and WhatsApp capability soon, but that is up to Facebook. One of the downsides of this, the having an owned channel on Facebook is, you're kind of at the will of Facebook, whereas SMS and email, they're truly owned channels. So I've been saying this has been coming out for about almost a year now because they keep pushing back every quarter. This time, apparently, it's coming out Q1. So look forward to that. You'll be able to send DMs on Instagram, slide into those DMs, if you will, and WhatsApp communication as well, just like this. And again, as I was saying earlier, have those conversations. The more we can learn about the brand and talk to the brand, is the more we're going to think about it because they're going to ping us, right? We're going to get to that front stack again. But we're also going to get help, and that's something that we appreciate. The most important things in e-commerce are customer service and ship time, by far, especially if it's a first-time order. And I know we talked a little bit about the ship time and all that, but make sure your customer service is conveying that. Make sure you're having conversations. If I got this blast and then I say, hi, I need help with the question, this is a real screenshot. BlendJet reached out to me within a few hours asking me if I needed any help. But look right above, it was a blast, and I didn't respond, and they sent me another blast. But this could have been anything, and it's a great way to have a two-way street. And ultimately, conversational commerce is the way that we're heading right now too. So quickly, I'm going to get into how to marry. I'm sorry, I'm trying to undo my Zoom there. There you go. How are we going to marry these channels? If I'm already doing SMS and email, I just figured out how to do that. Like, where does Messenger come into the equation? There's a lot of different ways to do this, and with all-encompassing marketing channels, we're just scratching 1% of the use cases, especially since other channels are coming into play, and we're all figuring out how these works. And we're in the golden age of e-com after all. But with that being said, there's still a lot of strategies and interesting ways to figure out how these all interact and work together. So, I don't want to say take this with a grain of salt, but I still think we have so many cool ways to have these channels merge into each other. Some of the cool ones that we have found so far over at Recart is, for example, having a pop-up show only to people inside the US for SMS marketing, because SMS marketing outside the US is very expensive. But you don't want to turn away that mobile side of your communication necessarily. So why don't we show a messenger a pop-up that only appears to people outside the US and Canada? This way you're retaining a mobile strategy no matter what. You're either inside the US or Canada or you're outside the US or Canada. You can get communication on both sides without breaking the bank. And these are two separate lists, so you don't really have to worry about the cross-pollination there, about annoying them on two different channels. Let's just say we went another route, and this is kind of like what I'm saying right here and what I said a little bit earlier on our panel discussion. What if we do the route where we capture all three owned channels, or like that comment to Messenger I was showing where we captured all three owned channels? That is Facebook Messenger, email, and SMS. What should we do there? And what's another good way to do it? So just to reiterate there, if you dangle a carrot saying get 10% off, discount will be locked in Facebook Messenger, on that welcome pop-up I showed you guys a moment ago, your email appeared for 10% off. We can tap to confirm that. It'll give us the email and say, hey, great, thanks. Do you want 5% more? Please give us your phone number. That'll automatically appear. Customer will tap once to get 5% more. They will, especially if it's a pretty expensive product, and 5% is pretty significant. Obviously, if the product's maybe like $20, that could be a whole different story. But 5% could go a long way, especially when people are always trying to bargain for deals here. So if you have all these owned channels at once, how can you manage that? So email is always the anchor. Don't even look at SMS or Messenger if you don't have your email marketing strategy down. Focus on that. Have great sequences, welcome sequences. Have your abandoned cart, your post-purchase checkout. Have all that nailed on email. See what works there the most, and then kind of like apply those blueprints from there. Depending, obviously not one size fits all here. So. But apply the blueprints there and then add on SMS. That would be my next recommendation. Add on SMS, start to get your mobile strategy down, where your customers are looking, what kind of communication they like. Then tack on Messenger. Then if you have all three owned channels, they're both on the mobile messaging channels. I wouldn't say message them both in one day. Definitely do one every week, but on Black Friday, I think customers are definitely expecting to get messaged by you. So why not do one on Black Friday, a text message, a messenger campaign on Saturday, a text message again on Sunday, and a messenger campaign on Monday. I think that's a little bit more of an extreme use case because it's a very special weekend. But any other week, I would say week 1, SMS campaign, messenger campaign week 2, week 3, SMS campaign. Email is going throughout all this, and that's a really strong way to marry. Again, we're just scratching the surface here, so I'm excited to see where this will go. So I'm going to finish up quickly here. Of course, we're going to send this communication, and we're going to generate lifetime value across all of our channels. So this is what a text message campaign looks like, and then we're going to send Facebook message campaigns as well. And then what does some of the overall success and growth look like here? Sponsored messages, 8 to 60x return on ad spend. So besides your monthly fee for whatever messenger platform you're using, I'm going to obviously recommend Recart. Sponsored messages is the only thing that actually costs money. You're paying that directly to Facebook. It costs $0.015, which is roughly the same cost as an SMS campaign or an SMS message. So the return on ad spend is ridiculous because it's a very cheap price to show up in a very powerful and socially relevant area for the customer with a call to action. The return on ad spend, this is a real return on ad spend. I haven't seen anything less than 8x. Seriously, it's really crazy. So just zooming in on the money side of things, sponsored messages make a crap ton of money. Of course, we're also getting more channels and we're opening up conversations with the customer, but really consider the money side of sponsored messages. And then 20x average return on ROI across basically your entire messenger spend. That's what we're seeing over here at Recart. You're going to get cheaper acquisition. As you saw how easy it was to plug and play all your own channels in a very quick and efficient way with a lot of data. So you're going to get a lot more own channels in a quicker way. And then on average, we see 10.5% revenue increase, which is pretty absurd. That's total revenue increase. So that's with using a good messenger mobile strategy. And of course, adding SMS as well. So this is more or less a little bit of a prettier version of what I just showed, but ultimately we're going to have more conversations with customers. And then, yeah, this is kind of the shameless plug offer for everyone watching today. But this is my presentation. Thank you so much for watching. This is an offer that, again, if you're a little bit nervous on trying an SMS or a messenger strategy and marrying the two, I'm going to say let us do it for you. Let us explore that. We have a 2-week fully paid trial, and we'll introduce the concepts of this mobile messaging marriage, and then execute on that as well for you. To do that, just go to recart.com, and I'll put it in the chat, but it's book-a-demo. We just changed our website, so this is the wrong site. I apologize. Check out the new site, by the way. We just redesigned it also a couple days ago. And then let us know you're from this, and we'll be happy to cash in this ticket. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, today.
Love it. Yeah, I think that's absolutely huge. It's tough to say no. You're basically saying we'll get you set up and make you money long before you'll even have to think about paying a small fraction of that back to us. So I love when technology providers like yourself are able to prove ROI before asking for a single dollar. And I really appreciate this offer. I think it's perfect, and it's tough to beat. So thanks so much, Nick. We'll be sure to include the right link for everybody in the show notes. So if you're watching, the show notes should be below me in the video that you're watching somewhere. Well, I can't actually point down. Somewhere down below, you should see a link to the show notes, but it'll also be in the comment section. If you go down to the comment section there and find it, I'll go ahead and post it one more time, make sure that it's up there and relevant. Perfect, Nick. Thank you so much for walking us through the ins and outs of Messenger and SMS. And I think we've got clear next steps on making sure that the very least, if you're using another tool or you can do this in some ways. No, you can't really do this by hand, but you need a tool to do it. But you have to have these sequences set up before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Really important. I really love the opt-in process that you walked us through, the pop-up and capturing that information. Thanks again. All right.
Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. See you, Derek. Take care. Thank you.
All right. With that, we're moving straight into Michael from Gorgias. You may recognize him from 30 minutes ago. Welcome back, Michael.
Wow, what an intro.
from time such as 30 minutes ago. But yeah, great to have you back. Let's just get straight into it. I'm going to add your screen here. I'm really looking forward to showcasing automation. I know you've got the pre-revenue tool from Gorgias is still my favorite feature, showing the ROI of those live chats and conversations that lead directly to sales. But there's so much more going on now that you've added so many different layers of AI and machine learning to understand tickets and then use that to automate things. So with that said, I will let you take it away.
You got it, baby. Derek, thanks for having me. It's such a pleasure again to be here. This community is growing. It's like familiar faces every time. So it's an honor, a pleasure. For those in the audience that missed me 30 minutes ago, just a quick background, my story. I was a merchant. I was in your shoes, like less than a year ago. Was a merchant for 6 years, CEO, co-founder. We were acquired in December of 2020 after a very challenging holiday season. It was December 2020, in fact. Like we were just about at the end of the holiday season. So I was juggling two major projects at the same time, but we managed to pull it off. It was a tough holiday season for sure. Lots of ups and downs, but we managed to pull through. So hopefully I'll be able to shed some light on what we did. And I think what's important here is that for the purpose of this presentation, we for a long time were juggling different help desks. So, and even we tried to manage holiday seasons without a help desk. In fact, for many years, we were basically managing our entire support through a single email address that we were sharing within our team. We used Zendesk for a little while. That didn't cut it. We used Freshdesk for a little while. That didn't cut it. We used the point solution for chat for a little while. We're using Olark. That didn't cut it. And about 3 months before we were acquired, so not for very long, we discovered Gorgias. And in that 3-month period, and this is like, again, a shameless plug, but it totally transformed the way that we manage support and drove revenue through support. It was no longer a cost center for us. It was in a lot of ways a profit center. And it was actually the reason why I joined Gorgias after the company was acquired. So with all of that, I'm going to go through this presentation for you guys and hopefully shed a little bit of light on how Gorgias can help you guys, be successful this holiday season. And the title of this presentation is Increasing Conversion and Retention Through Personalized Customer Experiences for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So that's a bit wordy. Let's just make that easy. We're going to make you money. We're going to turn that cost center into a profit center. And it's actually pretty straightforward how we're going to do it. So there's going to be about three I think in this presentation, I have 3 steps. So just pay attention. I'll go through each of those steps one at a time. But I want to start here because we got to get a lay of the land. We got to sort of take the 30,000 foot view. And I don't want you guys to fall into this category of businesses that experience this problem. So 75% of customers shopping in 2022 would take their business to a competitor within a week for experiencing poor customer service. That's huge. And you wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that percentage. So let's think about ways that we can actually improve customer support, improve that customer experience, and make it easy. Okay, we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. This is pretty straightforward stuff, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so again, to sort of lay the land, these are the standard benchmarks in e-commerce today, and frankly, buyers are frustrated. So most of us in the audience here today are shopping online. This is, we do a lot of shopping online. I shop online often, probably maybe too much. And my experience with customer support has been problematic, to say the least, with a lot of the stores that I'm shopping that aren't using Gorgias, frankly. 12 hours is the average for first contact time. 17 hours is for the average for resolution time. So if you combine those two numbers, we're looking at around 29 hours by the time a customer actually gets a response or a resolution. That's a crazy amount of time. That's way too long. And it's leaving buyers frustrated. And as we saw in the previous slide, if they're having a crummy experience, they're very likely, in fact, 79% more likely, or at least 79% of people would take their business elsewhere. So, and this is probably something that you've experienced as well, feeling, like there's no personalization and feeling like another ticket number, especially during the holiday seasons. This sucks. If you're looking for answers and all you're getting is high ticket number 4,653, it doesn't lead to a very good experience. And then finally, this feeling like nobody's listening. This happens all the time. When you're looking for support from a brand, and you have to repeat your order number, you have to repeat your tracking number. It's basically a broken system. So this is really, pay attention here because this is a really important slide. And I want you guys in the audience to think about where you probably sit right now in terms of your customer engagement. So like where do you see yourself on this scale? And let me explain how this scale works. So level 1, this means that you're automating 0% of your tickets. You probably have 1 channel for support, and you probably have 0 integrations in your help desk. Okay, that was me, by the way, before Gorgias. So 0% of tickets automated. We were using 1 single channel for support. And what do I mean by channels for support? I mean like all the different channels: Facebook, Instagram, phone, SMS, live chat, email, all those different channels. So if you're using 1, you're sitting at level 1. And if you have 0% of your tickets automated, you're sitting at level 1. And what does this mean? It probably means that you're delivering a first response time of over 12 hours and a resolution time of over 24 hours. Okay, so raise your hand if that's you. We're going to get you guys to level 5. Starting with level 2, we're going to get 2% of your tickets automated. We're going to introduce more channels, more integrations, and eventually where we want to get you is up to a level 8. Okay, so what do we mean by level 8? That means that you have 8 channels. Okay, so you have live chat, SMS, phone, email, all social channels, all locked up, all aggregated into 1 single help desk so that you can deliver better support. You're going to have 8+ integrations into the help desk. Okay, so a lot of you guys in the audience may be using Klaviyo. You may be using Yotpo. You may be using Recart. So we're going to be able to actually aggregate all of those channels into 1 single coherent support environment so that your support team, regardless of the size, will be able to deliver a better support experience. And then how many tickets are we automating? And this is something that Derek has been hammering this entire presentation for good reason. We want to automate as many tickets as we can, especially those that are the more common questions, the more repetitive ones, the ones where the customer is seeking a quick answer and they don't need to talk to an agent. And in fact, in a lot of cases, they don't want to talk to an agent. We want to automate those tickets and we want to deliver fast responses. Okay, so what does this mean? It means a resolution time of 1 hour and a first response time of 15 minutes. And remember what we were talking about earlier, okay? The average in e-commerce today is 29 hours of between a first response time or the first contact time, we call it, and a resolution time. At level 5, and these are where our top performing merchants are sitting, they're delivering a resolution time of 1 hour and a first response time of 15 minutes. Okay, I hope you guys got that. This is a very important slide. And I wanna make sure that we know where we are and where we can be. Okay, so it's a 3-step process to make this customer service exceptional, okay? So we have personalization, automation, and monetization. I'm gonna go through each one of these. Personalization, the big word. Okay, so what do we wanna do? We wanna deliver more wow moments. Okay, what does that mean? Well, number one, we want to create a unified omni-channel experience. And I mentioned this before. We want to basically take all of those different channels and do 2 things with them. Number one, we want to be able to deliver a consistent experience across all of those channels. So the same customer who's asking a question on Facebook or Instagram is going to be getting the same support experience, whether they ask that same question on Instagram or whether they ask it over the phone or whether they ask it on email or live chat, okay? We want to deliver a consistent experience. Imagine you ask a question on Facebook and it takes 24 hours, and you ask a question through email and it takes you 5. We want to deliver the exact same experience across all of those channels and deliver the exact same resolution time and contact time. Okay, so it's got to be a unified omni-channel experience. And then we want to be able to add personalization, those personal data points to communication. Okay, so what does that mean? We're pulling in the customer's information right into the response. You can see here, this is a macro or this is a templated response. If you're not using templated responses in support right now, you need to start using them, because that's the fastest way to deliver a personalized or a fast response and a personalized response, and one without any errors in the message. This is a templated response, and it's already fitted with all of that customer order information right in the macro. And we can, with Gorgias, you can build any number of macros that you want. And any number of rules that you want, and we'll get into that in a second. So we want to map every channel, and this is, again, this is related to personalization, okay? So you'll see here, we have integrations with Recharge, we have integrations with Klaviyo, and this is something that we have, in fact, we have 50 plus product integrations. It doesn't just end with Klaviyo and Recharge. In fact, we're building really an ecosystem or a platform for support. And you'll understand why in a minute. So with Klaviyo here, you'll see that in the agent console, in the dashboard, we're going to have a full view of every single list or segment that customer belongs to. We're going to have all of their contact information. We're going to see what list they belong to. We're going to see whether they've received any codes. You see that all on the right-hand side. This is in full view of the agent, a full view of the support agent when they're responding to the support inquiries. So they have a very rich understanding of who that customer is and how they've interacted with the store. With Recharge, it's the same, okay? And we can actually push actions back into both of these platforms as well. In the case of Recharge, you'll see here, if they're on a subscription, we could cancel that subscription right out of Gorgias. You also see, of course, the status of that subscription, the interval frequency that they're being charged at, when the subscription was created, and the price. All of this information is, again, right in the agent console. You don't have to go channel surfing trying to find this information and pulling it all 100 different ways, trying to piece the puzzle together. It's all there right in front of you in the Gorgias console. Okay. Post-purchase email upsells. We talked about post-purchase a little earlier, and this is huge. And this is an example of a macro that has been created within a Gorgias environment that's actually pulling, in this case, you see here, hold, there it is, the Shopify data and the Smile.io data. That's the points balance, the points, the rewards points that this customer has in their wallet. It's pulling it right to that macro or that templated response, and it's super accurate. There's no channel surfing. There's no nothing. It's all there right for the agent, and they don't have to do anything. They just send and close, and the macro is there. Derek, I just want to make sure that you can still hear me because my headphones just died.
Oh man, yeah. Can you hear me? Is the question? But
yes, I can hear you. Okay, we're in good shape. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yes, and while I'm here, I loved that graphic of the 5 levels of support. I shared it out on Twitter as soon as I saw it. I was like, "This is money." It explains exactly where we're at and where we need to go.
I use it all the time. We actually just built that 3 or 4 weeks ago. We put all these different pieces together because we're like, we need to show where our customers are and where they were. And it's like the perfect way of explaining that. So I'm glad you like it. Yeah.
Level 5 is such a dream for people. I mean, it's like when I say dream, I mean literally like an unachievable dream in their minds of like a 20-minute.
I know. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing as a merchant, and then Gorgeous came along, and I'm like, oh my god, it can be me. Yeah, those are our top performing merchants. I mean, listen, like not everyone's there yet, and it takes a bit of work to get there, of course, and a bit of time making sure that the macros are set up and the rules are set up. But that's exactly what our success team is for. We have rock solid success at Gorgeous, and we're there, white glove, to help you all the way there to get to a level 5.
Love it. Awesome. All right, I'm hiding again. Keep going.
Okay. Well, I just want to, thanks for making sure my audio is okay. Okay, number 2, automation. Automate answers to repetitive questions. Okay, so this is a big one. I mentioned earlier, you guys might have remembered 30% of support inquiries are related to order status. Okay, these are questions that don't need complicated answers. We know this. Okay, so we don't want to waste time on them. We want to actually, in fact, spend the time that's wasted on these repetitive questions answering the more important questions, those upsell and cross-sell opportunities during the buying process. Okay, so don't waste your time on those repetitive questions. Let's automate them. And what does that mean? What does that mean for the customer? Well, number one, it shows that your customers that you're reactive, you're responsive, you're available, and you take them seriously, and you want to deliver a more personalized, exceptional experience for them. And it keeps it personally relevant. This is a big one. You know, when we're adding personalization into the equation, we're delivering a superior experience to our competition, because a lot of them, let's be honest, are not equipped to actually deliver a personalized experience. If you're able to personalize that experience, you're upping the ante. You're actually able to, you can say you can show your customers that you care more than the other guys do. Okay, so here you'll see what this rule is. So we use if this then that logic when creating rules. So you'll see here, this is an auto reply, and it's related to order status. And again, this is something that our support team, our success team, is actually going to be able to help you create. And we have best practices around this, so that when a ticket is created, then the message, if the message body contains any of where is my order, then automatically reply with their tracking number. And there's no shortage of ways that we can set up these rules. And I wanted to also bring back something that Derek had mentioned earlier. Gorgeous is built on machine learning. And we're going to get into that. Actually, I believe it's the next slide, maybe in the coming up. So hang tight. We're going to be talking about machine learning and sentiment and intent detection. But what's important is that we can actually build rules around sentiments and intents as well, so that when sentiments or certain intents are detected by machine learning, certain things happen. So we'll get to that. Okay, so understand what customers are asking. So this is a quick little graph about what the breakdown in terms of percentage of inbound support inquiries. If we were to bucket them, where do they all land? Okay, so as I said, I said 30%. It's actually 33%. 33% of all support inquiries are related to order status. Okay, so what about the other buckets? Okay, product availability, product feedback, product suggestion, product question, pre-order question. These are where you want to be spending your time. We don't want to be spending our time on order status. We want to be spending our time on the questions that matter, the ones that are pre-sale or cross-selling or upselling opportunities. Okay, so this seems like table stakes as well, but it's really important. We want to be able to take that product feedback to build new products. We want to be able to anticipate the negative feedback before you lose those customers. And more importantly, you want to understand where in your processes you can do better. So we're going to be able to identify and you'll see this in the reporting actually in Gorgeous. You can actually identify where where these buckets are, what the buckets are, and use it to build your business. Use it to anticipate that negative feedback and build rules and macros around it, and understand again where you are in your process so that you can do better. Big time. Okay. This is we talked about this already, but it's what's going to happen, guys. So buckle up. This is going to be our holiday season. So when we're talking about automating responses and delivering a better experience for the customer, this is one that we need to be prepared for. Okay, so we're gonna hammer home this where is my order, and we're gonna talk about machine learning here for a quick second. So this is an auto reply around where is my order. I mentioned this earlier, but it was in sort of like a shiny little graphic. But this is actually how the dashboard environment looks with Gorgeous. Okay, so again, if this, then that logic, when the ticket is created, then, and here you can actually see this intents drop down. So if the message intents contain any of shipping status, and you see all these other ones, then you reply to that ticket with all of this, all of those Shopify variables. They're plugged in right into that response. And it's going to be an auto reply. Okay. So now we're actually going to be able to start responding to tickets with exactly the information that the customer wants with the click of, or what do you call it? Not click of your fingers, the snap of your fingers. Okay. It's automatic. It's happening right away. Okay. We've also talked about machine learning really quick, but I wanted to draw your attention to this as well, because on social, you're going to be getting a lot of questions as well. And you may, okay, so let's start here. Number one, you're going to be spending a lot of money on paid media this holiday season. And number two, you're probably going to be getting a lot of support inquiries on social. So we need to be able to identify three things. We want to know when there is a lead, if there's positive social intent, if this is a possible customer. We want to identify negative comments, and we also want to identify social questions. So Gorgias does this. We're actually going to be able to auto tag with machine learning and then triage these tickets according to those three statuses. And then we can respond to them accordingly. So if it's a social lead, we can actually drop them a coupon. If it's a negative comment, we may want to win them back. We may want to, and in fact, we may even want to hide the comment if it's really bad. If it's a social question, that's another opportunity to turn a question into an opportunity and an opportunity into a sale. Okay, so we're going to be auto tagging around intents, and machine learning is going to be, the Gorgias machine learning is actually going to be detecting whether it's a positive or negative intent, whether it's a lead or not, whether it's a question you see here. This is really, honestly, where a lot of the power of Gorgias lies. And again, something that our success team is going to help you set up. Okay, this is the last one, monetization. This is really where we make our bread, so to speak. I've never actually said that before. That's the first time I've ever said that. But it's true. This is where we're going to be making, this is what really matters. So we haven't talked about chat yet, but live chat is super important, as you guys know. We want to be able to, when a customer is on the site and they're browsing, we want to be able to actually, and they're in a buying mood, they're considering a purchase, we want to be able to respond accordingly. So we want to be able to deliver objection-busting statements and product-specific discounts. So with Gorgias, you're going to be able to view where that customer is on the website and how long, and set specific rules. Excuse me, around when that chat is going to pop up and what message is going to be delivering that customer. Okay, so imagine the customer has been sitting on a certain product page for more than 10 seconds. We set up a rule. We've already set up a rule so that after 10 seconds, a very specific message is delivered to that customer right on the page. If they would like to have a conversation with a support agent, then they can do so. And now that support agent has a moment to actually deliver value to that customer, maybe deliver them a coupon, for example, to drive them closer to a checkout. The world is your oyster, so to speak. So with live chat, we can set up certain flows, certain automations to actually make that buying experience a very easy one. Okay, this is a really good example of that. So in this case, Lowell has come in. She's on the site right now, and she's on a product page. She's 81, and she's looking for help buying this product. You'll see here that Rachel actually built the cart for her. So Rachel, instead of having Lowell build the cart herself, Rachel built the cart for her. So now now Lowell actually has her cart populated with the item that's been recommended to her by Rachel, and she'll be able to make the purchase. Cool, right? And then in terms of so we talk a lot about revenue, but how do we know how we're doing? With Gorgias, we have very advanced reporting, and we can actually drill in exactly which agents are doing what and how they're doing in terms of sales. So each agent is now empowered to drive conversions through support. And now we're going to measure their performance so they can continue to improve. So Rachel, you can see here, is doing well. Her conversion ratio is 11.85, but Addison is at a 13.3. And Hannah probably just started. Let's give her a little bit of credit. She just has 2 tickets assigned. Her conversion ratio is at 0%, but Sure enough, she may get to 20%. Tickets created, you see here that we have an increase in tickets created. Tickets conversion ratio is down this month, but we're getting sales from support. So that's a good, that's what matters, and we're up 1%. So how do we improve that? Okay, we've talked about SMS before, and this is a big one. SMS is huge, and it's gonna be huge this holiday season and moving forward. So with SMS plus customer support, so plus Gorgias, with SMS plus Gorgias, now you're actually able to introduce even more purchasing opportunities for the customer. So in PostScript, for example, this SMS is between a customer and Gorgias, or a customer, sorry, and the brand, and they order a 12-pack and they live your shit. Typo for sure, but we know what they mean. Eli responds, appreciate you so damn much, and they dropped a coupon code. Okay, so what does that actually yield in the end? Well, you'll see here the difference. Okay, and it's important. I want to draw your attention because sometimes you can miss this. March to May 2020 is in the top, and March to May 2021. And this is actually from Olipop, one of our customers who does a lot with SMS and Gorgias, a ton. Can you get, my other headphone just died. Can you hear me, Derek?
I can still hear you. This is fun though. This is why AirPods. We'll have to talk about that one later.
They're no good. I charged them before I got on this, and then they're dying. Okay,
this is absurd. I'm just looking at this. Are you saying that in March of 2020 they didn't use you or SMS or your pre-sales strategies?
They introduced SMS from March to May 2021.
Okay.
It's a snapshot. It's a snapshot in time. So it's basically between the time that by the time they introduced Gorgias, that was the lift in sales via support by introducing SMS to Gorgias.
That's absolutely insane. Okay, I'll let you get back.
Take a look at that. Like, this is crazy stuff. Like, this is totally crazy stuff, and we're able to measure this, of course, right within the Gorgias dashboard. And this is not This is not out of reach for the merchants in the audience. Okay, like this is like, we can do this. This could be you, and our support team will help you get there. That's our bread and butter. Okay, so we're gonna summarize these three really quick because I don't know how much time I have left. I have 3 minutes. Personalization, empathy is the key to retention. We know this. Automation for post-purchase and repetitive questions. This is key. You guys got to take note of that. We want to automate as much as we can. And then, of course, for monetization, that was that last slide, and really what I've just been talking about basically this whole time. More pre-purchase engagement opportunities, and in fact, we want to even have more post-purchase engagement opportunities. And with Gorgias, we're enabled to do that. Okay, so that's my presentation. I wanted to leave you guys with an offer as well, and my email. So if you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask them in the chat right now, I suppose. Derek, is there going to be an opportunity for questions?
We're moving straight into the next presentation, but we can have people follow up with you with questions via email.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so there's my email, guys. Michael.potters@gorgias.com, and love to offer you 2 months free of Gorgias. No obligation. I should mention too that we bill on a monthly basis. So unlike our peers, our legacy peers, the other help desk guys, one starts with a Z. They will I don't know if I'm, it's Zendesk. And they'll try to get you into a 12-month contract, very likely. And with Gorgias, we bill on a monthly basis. So 2 months free. Shoot me an email, and we'll get you guys started. Thank you, Derek, for hosting me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can only, so yeah. And we heard from Nick about SMS and Messenger, and then layering this on top of that. You guys are actually a great 1-2 combo, I would say, because you can see the revenue numbers, big revenue numbers. And that's for I'd say like a relatively smaller merchant. That that wasn't even during Black Friday, Cyber Monday times. I literally, I messaged in our team chat with Gorgias. I said, put this slide from Michael on the homepage to your team. So I think it just you can kind of write over the top of it and show the value of the tool. So I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And we've plugged your email address here in chat. You'll also be in the show notes. And if anybody is going over to Gorgias to book a demo with them right now, just tell them the e-commerce tech team sent you, and they'll be sure to get you the 2 months free. Thanks again, Michael.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. With that, we're moving right into our next presentation from Nurit. Hello, welcome back.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, yeah.
It's
Great
great
to
to have
here.
you back. I think we've now covered some of the customer experience components specific to channel and conversation. Now I think it's time to talk about customer experience from personalization, engagement, conversion rate standpoint. I think we're to square everything away. So
on the
with
website
that said, if you want to
itself.
share your screen, I will. I'll put it up here and let you take it away. We'll also swap out our banner so that you are correct.
And
over
share
here.
Screen, and I'm sharing, right?
Yep, looks good.
Cool.
Perfect. Everything's good. I'll let you take it away from here.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, Derek. And I'm so happy to be here and excited. And hopefully you're getting a lot of ideas and go-to actions on how to do better with your store towards Black Friday, but also in general. I think that we covered a lot of interesting topics, not just for Black Friday, but in holding a store and making it profitable for you. So we'll discuss a little bit about how to make more out of your store, how to gain more revenue based on automation, personalization, and the overall user experience of the website. So speaking even in 2021, still desktop converts better than mobile. Almost all of the shoppers choose to leave or abandon cart in some point of the purchase process. It used to be 3 out of 4, but now it's closer to 4 out of 4. And why is that? First and foremost, your desktop version of the website is amazing. You can see all the products and all the variety over there. You can see how much effort you had on your branding, on the coloring, on choosing, on the microcopy, choosing the right theme, choosing everything to be in the right place. But when we're talking about the mobile phone, it's usually kind of a thinner version of this great experience, and that's why it doesn't convert as much. The second is the first impression counts. If I have patience to wait while a website on desktop uploads slowly, in mobile, I just don't have that, and I don't have any patience, and I don't want to be stuck, even not for 3 seconds, even not for 2 seconds. I want it to be responsive and be fast. And the third, just like my previous host explained, customers are on the driving seat. Customer experience is very important. Customer service is crucial, and also everything that you do have to serve the customer because they're in the driving seat. They're the ones who are making the decision whether to buy from your store or not, and that's why they're the contingency plan of your business. They need to shop. So going a little bit into desktop versus mobile shopping, or desktop versus mobile, let's be honest, we don't have any more attention span because we are seeing so many data units per day. It could be videos, it could be posts, it could be ads, it could be anything around us. So we don't have any attention span. And also our users, they have about 3 seconds of attention, and to gain their attention and to understand what you're offering in a 6.1-inch screen size, it doesn't work as much. You can't show a variety. You have to have a killer image. You have to understand the user's path to purchase in your website, the funnel that it goes through, how the decision-making process works, and it has to be accustomed to the mobile phone. Social media also created a different reality for us as merchants and for us as users. We are using our phone so much, and we are spending most of our time on social media because, let's face it, it's fun. I spend many hours, too many hours over there a day, because I gain information where my friends are. It's much more intuitive for me. It's on my cell phone, which is kind of like, it's everywhere I go, it goes with me. I remember to take it more than I remember to take my house keys. And that's why it got us used to mobile, and it got us used to a certain experience or kind of experience or user experience. The third is the discovery. Let's say that on desktop, if you have hundreds of products, I can scroll down and see more products, and it will pop up and it would look great. On mobile, the screen size is much smaller. I can't see as many products, and I have to scroll down and constantly loading more products. It's not fun. The engagement and online, basically, we're always on our cell phone. If I need to go to desktop, I have to go and open it. So I already have an intent when I'm opening a desktop to shop. And on mobile, it just on the way, it's on the go. So I have to create an engagement over there also on the mobile to gain an intent for them in order to shop. So I'm sorry for the noise. About the personalization aspect and what makes shoppers to increase the conversion rate. Well, engagement is a crucial effect on that. Let's take a moment here and imagine. Remember the times that you used to go to a mall and let's say a makeup, I don't know why I thought about it. I went into a makeup store and wanted to buy a blush. And that's great. And then a salesperson come and said, oh, Nirit, you bought this blush in a pink color, which match your skin tone. But what about a brush for this blush? What about a matching eyeshadow? What about a lipstick that will go well with that? Well, yes, that's amazing. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to buy it. I bought it and I will buy it again because it matches exactly to my needs. The salesperson, so who am I as a person, as a shopper, know what I want and created for me a nice value offer with personalized products for me, for my needs. So the chances that I will go back again to this store when I'm running out of blush or when I want makeup or something else, then it goes high. So it's also retention over there. It's very important for the retention. So in the brick and mortar experience, it's very easy to explain, but how do you do it also on your mobile version and how do you increase it? Well, the only solution for that is use personalization algorithm on your website, which means that me and Derek don't need to see the same products on the website because we are not the same people and we are not the same users and we are definitely not the same shoppers, okay? So it's very important that you have a personalization aspect on your product, on your website in order to present relevant products for relevant users in the end. Another important aspect of the mobile commerce is that it's not just nice like before to be a mobile first, it's a must. Okay, if you're not a mobile first, if your uploading time is very long or too long, and I'm talking only about seconds, okay, you have to upload in milliseconds, then basically your Google ranking will go down. And if your Google ranking go down, then you won't be searchable. And that's a blow for a store to have. So no, you have to know exactly how optimized your pages are for mobile. You have to consider the details on the product page, of course, the page speed and the apps that you're using on your store in order to make it as optimized as possible. Of course, check your hosting plans, make sure that everything is suitable for the Black Friday and all the traffic that is gonna come on us. On the mobile, like I said, usually we don't have intent. We are exploring, we are on the go. So if a shopper creates some kind of intention in one of the products, stay longer on this page, or adding it to the cart, you have a potential connection over there. Make use out of it. If you stay longer staying over 10 seconds on the product page, have a pop-up come up and say you can get a 10% discount if you're buying it, okay? So you need to leverage this data in order to promote personalized offers on the mobile phone. Just make the intent be better. And the last part is the big data. When you're on your mobile phone, users in the tech companies knows about you more than wherever you might be. Your operating system says a lot about you. Your geolocation says about you, and also other actions that you do. And those tech companies can follow or not follow, but it means that we as merchants can know our audience a little bit better when they're using their mobile phones. Another important aspect for you as merchants, and since social media came to our life, is the FOMO. The FOMO, the fear of missing out. Social media has created a reality of us where we as users are expecting to see continued innovation. Always get the newest content that we haven't seen before. Always see that the store uploaded new products. Okay, so it's always gonna be innovative, always see new content. And even if you haven't uploaded any new products, they expect to see some kind of a change in the website. They want to see a change in your website towards Black Friday. Okay, so you have to be connected with the audience, know what they're expecting, and also to stay up to date with their desires. You have to understand that it comes from a psychological need. They need these changes, and you as a merchant need to provide it for them, a safer ground for them, something that they know and love, and experience that they expect to in order to meet their demands. It also can help you to push them further down the purchase path or the funnel, because if you see that they are gonna drop or not, give them the timer, give them a time-limited offer, give them something that will create them to fear of missing out. This one bought it, this other, there are only 4 left in stock. Okay, so it's kind of a nice tactic. You have to think whether or not it matches to your brand. But in the end, it's something that can really push down certain audiences. And of course, whatever that you do, make sure that you're using not scraping, but API-based data, because I think you all know, and I certainly know, that as a customer, if I'm going from an ad, let's say, to your website, and the link is broken or the product is out of stock, it's not fun. And if it's not fun, then I probably won't go back and probably won't shop from your store. So make sure that you're using reliable data and you only show what's on stock, and you know that the links are working properly. Another aspect that social media has created in our life is the story format, a full screen vertical experience. The idea is basically allowing us to act faster, to discover much more content, much more products, and much more experiences in the social media. But now we can also do it outside of social. I'll explain how you can do it later. It's all on the vertical format. That's exactly how I'm holding my cell phone, and probably how you're holding your cell phone. It can display branded content. I can go through stories on Instagram, and I know who the under which account they are, because I know the brand and I know the look and feel. So it's also kind of a tool that creates you a loyalty of users, and they know you and they want you and expect to get this content from you. It also allows us to have seamless navigation within Instagram, but it can also work on your website in exactly the same way, and also provide us very insightful data. And how many people use the stories, how many people held the story, how many people swiped up and wanted to shop this story. So Black Friday mania is coming, and everyone is doing a sale, and you need to stand out. You must stand out. So you have to prepare your social media and make it fun and engaging, and be, of course, by your brand. You have to make sure, like we discussed in the previous panel, that the logistics side, everything is ready, that you have inventory, that you can assume the delivery times. You have to be a mobile first, because most of your traffic will come from mobile. And on Black Friday, Cyber Monday times, the traffic goes up by ×2 or ×3 even, if not even more. The customer service has to be a killer customer service, very fast, 24/7, on the go. Like I said before, use automation. And of course, you have to deliver. And I'm not just talking about deliver the goods, but if your brand delivers and promise cruelty-free products, sustainability-free, the best products in a certain field, make it the best product in the certain field. Okay? Make sure your audience and your customers are enjoying the product, and they will come again. So a little bit about Poloris and how can we help you with crushing the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So in Poloris, we're converting shoppers into buyers on autopilot. And how do we do it? We are using real-time personalization and visualization based on the user's engagement, all done 100% automatically. So you don't have to do nothing from your side. Okay, what we've done actually is leverage the benefits of social media, the personalization, the engagement, and the story format, but embedded in your own website, created from your own product listing. Not using what you're doing on Instagram, but completely using your own catalog, okay? Our automatic algorithm knows how to choose the right image from your product listing and transform it into a vertical story format on your own website. All delivered in a real-time personalization as an experience. Of course, everything with simple integration and implementation, and also provides you a smart data analysis on your customers. What are they looking for? Which stories are the best? Which stories converted the most? And what products are most interested? And of course, everything is completely branded by your book. So you can take your cell phone out. I know I know they're right next to you, so you can just scan right now instead of me going and displaying and sharing my screen and getting mess over there. Just scan the QR code and you can see both of our solution in Modern and Chic, a direct-to-consumer brand from the States. I love their product, and they do deliver good products, and they do deliver on time. So we have a discovery solution that is kind of an Instagram look and feel that you can see on your right or on your left. I don't know how the screen size goes and the screen goes. The division into categories is based on your collection and can be based on vendors and whatever that API that you will provide for us or that we'll take from Shopify, and automatic division into those categories. And once you click on a bubble, then a full screen experience open, and you can see the product in a story format. We know how to make from each image a story, a vertical format. We have an algorithm that knows how to do it. And we also develop a personalized recommendation engine. That means that on your product pages, you can have, you might also like, or others also bought, in order to promote an uplift in the average order value and get people to buy more. And how do we do it? The stories that are displayed are personalized for each and every end user and are also keeps on updating, which means that me as a user won't see the same product twice. So my product discovery goes up, and I'm always into this continued innovation, like I've spoken before. So eventually I shop more and I stay more, and I enjoy your website longer and probably go back again to shop just because the experience was engaging. You, of course, will get access into our dashboard where you can manually edit all the stories, add stickers, add GIFs, and whatever that you want to do, and see the overall performance. And we also integrate with the Google Analytics or Shopify Analytics, so you can see the results in real time. You can see the ROI really, really easy. Having said that, we are serving over 60 clients worldwide, focusing on visually appealing verticals: fashion, accessories, jewelry, skincare, beauty, everything that is visually appealing. We are the right answer for. We are creating a killer user interface. Users enjoy it. They used to it from social media, so we don't need to educate them on how to use it. And when they are doing so, they are staying longer on the website, seeing much more products. So the bounce rate drops significantly. So it's also helping your Google ranking, which is important. They are seeing much more products and they are staying longer on the website, eventually shopping more. So you will see an increase in the conversion rate. You will see also an increase in the average order value because they are seeing more products that are similar to what they were looking for. And then the chance that they will buy something just goes up. And of course, you will see an uplift in the mobile revenues because people will buy more from you. So to summarize everything, I know I was talking like super fast and I apologize for that, but that's how I intend to be. If I have to give you a take-home values or 3 things that you need to be focused on. So first, the conversion-focused digital strategy. In the end of the day, you can have a beautiful website and you can have beautiful products, but if your link doesn't work, or if your uploading time is not good, and if you're not having a clear CTA, call to action buttons on your pages, then people won't convert, they won't shop. And if they won't shop, then you won't get any revenues. And if you don't get any revenues, so your business might not stick. So conversion-focused digital strategy, okay? Try to make that the main effort, and then everything else will be kind of a decoration and needed, but be focused on the conversion. The second is that you have to have real-time personalization on your website, because we are not the same people, and we expect, just like on social media, to get different content and to see different products because we have different interests, because we need this innovation, continued innovation. We need to see and we need to be inspired by other products. And of course, you have to have a user experience that is completely mobile first, because again, your audience will be there. So if 80% of your audience come from mobile, but they convert better on desktop, just think about the amount of money that you're just leaving on the floor, okay? You need to have them shop on your mobile and have intent to shop on your mobile. So e-commerce tech has been amazing with us, and we want to offer you e-commerce community special offer just for you. Of course, a 1-month free trial so you can enjoy the benefits of Poloris and the UI and explore and play with our dashboard. We are offering you a 40% off discount. Like I said, at least 40% discount on Black Friday. And of course, you will have a personal customer success manager that will help you from the settings into the work around the solution. The idea is that once you do the setup, the system works completely automatically, so you don't have to do nothing from your end, which is, I think, a great advantage being a merchant and understanding how hard it is to be in control on all the aspects of the website. And of course, you can also have a practical guide that we've created for Black Friday Mania with much more practical guidelines and how-tos and what-to-dos. And I'm suggesting that you will start to do it today. You can, if you have your mobile phone still with you, you can take them out and you can scan and see also Skin Worldwide, the nice loungewear from Canada. And no, I really love this brand. It's a kids clothing brand from New York. And of course, Modern and Chic that you've seen before if you haven't scanned it. We're an app on Shopify. You can see us over there. You can add a coupon code. You can connect us and we'll give you the code and discuss all things Polaris with you. Feel free to approach us. We are on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can connect us under content@polaris.com. Reach out for us on our personal profile. My name is Nirit. My email is nirit@polaris.com. And that was Polaris. I was talking quite fast.
Oh, come on. I've seen people talk faster. I'm in Silicon Valley, people like talk really, really fast. So this is very.
How do I stop the share screen? Okay,
I've got it here.
Okay, you got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm always speaking fast, but do understand that Black Friday is coming and you have to act fast. So I'm for you over there.
Yeah, I love that you're drinking your own Kool-Aid and have given a 40% off offer as you recommended everyone else do. That seems very fitting. I of course love the tool and think that there's not especially for visually appealing brands, cool fashion brands, beauty and like home decor and anything that's eye-catching can really I think you could even do this with like smoothies and like other kind of like fitness brands and stuff too. I think there's a really big opportunity to add visual storytelling components and convert people with more engagement on site. And so I love this tool. I love that, as you said, you kind of set it and forget it, and it's just there creating increase in conversion value.
Being honest, when we started with the tool, we just went and we were merchants ourselves, and then we started and interviewed other merchants and asked them about engagement tools, and they said that if it's not automatic, it just won't stick. So we understood that we have something to do or develop a software that would actually work for the merchants because they're working so hard. So instead of them working for us, the software will work for them, and it's a easy go, it's still free.
I absolutely love that. Yeah. And I love, I need to do like a standalone blog post on this. Tools that are like instant install makes me money. And they're because I think that that is rare. I want to be very clear to merchants that not many tools are instant install makes me money. A lot of merchants think that they are. Just as an example, Recart earlier, lots of setup time. You have to go in and manage flows and sequences. You have to be a smart marketer. You want somebody strong at the helm going in there regularly. So you have this ongoing maintenance cost, this cost of the human resource that needs to manage the tool. But when you find quick wins like this, you want to enact them as fast as you can. You want to see the lift yourself so you can believe in the change in revenue. You can't just be told that it's going to work. You have to see it. And then you just keep layering those things on top of each other, and you find a whole bunch of wins, and then all of a sudden revenue becomes an easier game.
Yep,
and the Facebook ads are returning better. Yeah, everything. Sorry. Yeah.
That's exactly it. What we're saying is, if the funnel used to be social media, go to the website and then go back to social media because it's not that interesting like social media. With us, they're like, oh, wait, I'm going to check this out. And once they are doing that, they're engaged. And once they're engaged, they will most likely or more likely to shop. And we see it in the numbers, and you can see it quite fast in the Google Analytics. And that's it.
I love it. Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. We've got the link in chat. We've got the link in the show notes as well. And we will be sure I'm sure we're going to see more from Polaris in the future.
Perfect. Derek, thank you so much. It's been a very insightful event. I'm going to stay backstage and listen.
Awesome. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And we're going right into our next session with Thomas. And we're talking about personalization. Hello. And you said it earlier, and I don't think I even dwelled on it that much when you're introducing yourself at the top of this whole webinar sequence. You said optimizing the reviews on the page to show the ones that are going to kind of convert. So that it's almost like it's not personalized, but it's being smart about how we showcase social proof. And I think that's one of the things that makes your tool very unique in the review industry. I have written an article on review tools. I know the industry quite well, and that feature is, which sounds subtle, is actually quite massive as another concept of conversion rate optimization. But all right, with that said, if you want to share your screen, I'll let you kind of present and take it away.
Let's start it. Let me share the screen. So, all right, share, and there we go. So, look, Black Friday is coming, Christmas is coming, and I like to use a comparison to a Christmas table. So you will be running ads. You will be spending money on your SEO to bring those people through the door. And it's sort of like announcing your Christmas dinner to the whole world, to all the strangers around there. You want to present yourself. So there's going to be new people coming to you, to your shop. So in order to convince them to buy from you, you need social proof. You need to show them what other people are thinking of all the dishes that you're going to serve. So that's the first thing. You need those reviews. The second thing, you need to know. So all of your products, all of the pages that you carefully handcrafted, they are sort of like your dishes at the Christmas table. But reviews are sort of like the sauces. So you need to sprinkle a little bit here and there in order to give the right flavors to convince people to buy from you. But you have to be smart about it. You have to put the right sauce in the right place. You're not going to put barbecue sauce on top of a cake. So that's what those are the topics that I will mention at the start. We'll talk about what review widgets to put where, and the whole presentation is not opinion specific. So this is not going to be a product demo. Whatever review app you have, it should be relevant. Obviously, the most relevant to Opinion, because Opinion is the best review app. But but let's focus on the core concepts. So there are two types of reviews that you want to show to your clients on different type of pages. So you've got the reviews about products on the product page, and then you have reviews about your business as a whole. And where do you show different types? Obviously, product reviews on the product page, but then reviews about your business should go everywhere else. And so let's start from our showcase store in here. Let's have a look. What do you place here? So people visit your store, they don't know anything about you. You want to show them the general information about your level of service, about the communication with your clients, about what happens if something goes wrong, and generally the level of service. So for example, here we have a carousel, which is a good widget that you can place on the homepage. So we can see that the company emailed with details, they delivered on the correct day and all that stuff. So we see that the deliveries should be spot on. If everything goes right, they communicate. We can see that the delivery was quick again here, and I am so impressed by the level of service. So you want to show people the general idea of how it is to buy from your store, and you don't show reviews of a specific product on the homepage, because this is a general page. So having something super specific, unless of course you're having a single product store, then that's relevant. But if I am coming to a gardening store with an intent to buy a shovel, but you're showing me garden chairs, garden chair reviews, that's not really relevant to me. But a general review will help me in general. So regarding those reviews, so carousel is good. Something like a footer badge is definitely good. So this is where people will come to check out your returns policy or your delivery policy, and it's definitely good before they click, to kind of show them the general overall rating of your store, to give them this nudge in the right direction to show them, hey, it's safe to buy from you. Another thing that can follow people, so this will follow people on every single page. Another thing that can follow people on every single page of your store is a all reviews floating widget that you can put on the side in here. So if I click on this, it will show me the overall rating of the store and reviews from all the products, reviews from the whole shop. So no matter where I go, this will be around here. And of course, you need to be conscious of your design decisions. You can't overwhelm people with reviews. Reviews are good in general, but it's sort of like with the sauce, you can't put a whole bottle on top of a cake. One more thing that you can utilize is definitely something in the navbar. So especially new people, they will browse around. They will want to check out different products, collections, and it's a good place to put an all reviews page, which shows the reviews of your store in general. So the same as the floating widget here on the left. It's a good way to kind of wherever people are, they can always check out the general rating and reviews from for all the products that you're selling. So there are a few things that people tend to go wrong with widgets, aside from putting the wrong reviews in wrong places. And for example, that would be not placing the review stars on collections. Some shops decide not to do that because of it's a design choice. It just looks kind of cleaner for some people, but that's a mistake, because if you're not showing social proof on a collection, that means that you're going to have lower click-through ratios. Yeah, so it might seem that there are no reviews on the product, so less incentive to click and check it out. But yeah, let's check out this product. So here we have the reviews and obviously product reviews. One thing that people do wrong on those pages is not putting the stars here. Similar case, that's what some of our clients do, and we need to come back to them saying, hey, you really need those stars under the title, because it kind of looks cleaner. But please do put them, because look, if I was to zoom in a little bit more in here, and imagine that we land on this page and there is no review star under the title. It looks like this product has no reviews because I need to scroll down in order to actually see them. Yeah, so this is an indicator that the reviews are here. So definitely do that. One more thing in the topic of not being able to see those reviews and thinking that there are no reviews is putting them under a tab. Some of the themes, some of the theme designers decided to put different tabs, so you can have a tab for a description, delivery information, and a few others, and there could be a tab for reviews. And usually that's the one that is not open. There's a reason why the e-commerce giants like eBay and Amazon, who have armies of data scientists scouring through data and doing analysis of what's the best practice, there's a reason why they don't put reviews or questions and answers under a tab. It's because you need to make them as easily available as possible. You need to get your customers to see social proof at all times in as easy way as possible. So those are so if you implement those few tactics and avoid those mistakes, you should be good to go with review presentations. So product reviews on the product page, general reviews, everything else, and definitely handpick a few reviews that are around delivery, communication, customer service on your homepage or on any other general pages. That will help you provide your customers with a sort of a good presentation of your business as others see you. And now that I am in the topic of handpicking, that's actually the second topic I wanted to cover. So amongst our clients, the biggest success that they see around reviews and the boost that they give, both in terms of increasing conversions as well as reducing returns, and that's at a point of time we were actually quite surprised, but it all makes sense. If you can show people the best reviews that you have, so something that is easy to read, something that is informative, something that is helpful to somebody, to your customers to make a decision, because reviews in essence, they should help your decision, should help your customers make buying decisions quicker. And so that definitely helps with conversions. But better buying decision, that's the part that helps them also not buy some of the products. So for you, what's the point of selling more if people are going to return more? You're not making any money, and you're ending up very often paying for the return costs. It's nonsense. So selling more is not only the best. What you should optimize for is selling products to people that they will be happy with, that they are going to be sure that they will enjoy, and that's what reviews are helping with. So featuring the good ones is a tactic. And so, for example, Australian Body Care, one of our clients, they have 9 stores in different countries using Opinu. So they have people in their team literally manually featuring the high quality reviews to end up on the front page. And the reason is people read only about 6 to 8 reviews. They hardly ever go to the second page. So you need to nail the first page. And so this is where your main benefit will be, in those first 8 reviews. So they do it that way, and it works out great. So we've seen, that after they installed Opinu, their rate of returns, it decreased by about 20%. It was awesome. But there's a problem, like they have a person pretty much employed full-time to take care of customer support and also reviews, to go around different products and feature those reviews. But you can do so. What we've developed at Opinu is a system that we call smart reviews that does the entire job for you. So imagine if you have 100 products with 100 reviews each. It's a soul-crushing job to go through all of the reviews and select the good ones. And so what Smart Reviews does, and this is one of our clients that uses that. So look at those reviews in here. I mean, I don't have to explain much. You can tell that they're high quality. There's one with video. They have nicely descriptive texts talking about the stories of those dogs and the owners. So just to give you an idea, so WinPro, and they're awesome. They sell dog supplements, and they're one of the ones that use the smart reviews feature, and so they don't have to do anything. It just set it and forget it. It's literally a switch that you switch on. So definitely, if you don't have that feature in your review app, get somebody, especially for your highly selling products, get somebody to go through the reviews and feature them to select the best ones. So that's the second topic. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is look, you're getting all of those people coming through the doors in your store, making purchases. So there's going to be a huge history of orders, and for all those orders, you should send review requests to. So if possible, this is the time of the year where you're going to gather reviews that will benefit you for the rest of the year. So your job is to make sure that the rate of review of reviews is as high as possible. People tend to not leave reviews. It's very hard to get a review from people because there's not much incentive for them to do so. And the industry rate is at around 3-4%. So out of 100 people that you ask for a review, about 3-4 of them will actually do it. But there are ways. And if your review app has certain parts of the sequence that you can configure to boost this rate, you should definitely utilize them. So it could be inside of your review app. I've seen success with people configuring review requesting sequences by integrating their review apps with Klaviyo or Omnisend, where you can do things like offer coupons, send texts aside from emailing, send reminders, display a nice thank you page afterwards, or sending additional photo reminders. So those are the steps that you should take in order to boost this review rate from about 3-4% to above 10%. And so let me walk you through it, how a good review requesting sequence would look like. So before you start doing anything, make sure that whatever is sending those emails on your behalf has the DNS records configured, because otherwise your emails are going to go to spam or promotions folders. So the DNS records are basically, without them, your emails with your domain, so thomas@myshop.com, would go via Opinu, and you would see this tiny little thing in your email client. Whereas if you configure the DNS records, it will be sent by your domain, and that means that the email coming from your domain is sent by your domain, and that causes less of the filtering into spam folders and promotions. So do that first. After that, you want to configure your email and timing settings, and that part is crucial. So you want to time them to more or less, when your order is going to be delivered. So starting from the moment of fulfillment or dispatch, you need to kind of estimate when it's going to arrive for international or for domestic orders. That's the status quo. However, you should be able to integrate shipping apps with your review solution. So we have Aftership, for example. And by doing that, you can time it to when the product gets delivered. So you should wait about 2-3 days after the person got the product to let them play around with it, so to get some experience, to experience it. And then it's a good time because it's still fresh. They still kind of have this emotional state of, oh yeah, I got it, I've been playing around with it. So for example, I got myself recently this super cool kind of paper tablet. It's called Remarkable, but I haven't received any review request. If it arrived about 2-3 days after I received it, when I could play with it, I would probably leave a review, or rather, I would be more likely to do so. So that's the first timing in terms of days, and then time of the day. So you need to time it probably in the evening. That's where we find the most success in terms of open rates. So you don't want to send people those emails during lunch, because most likely, especially these days, because we're going out of the lockdowns slowly, people might be at work, people might be having lunch in a restaurant, and it's likely that they won't have the product on them. So they might not be in the correct place during the day to actually leave the review. And in the evening, after they are back, after they have dinner, that's usually when they are relaxed, and if you send them that email, it's more likely that they will actually leave your review. So those are the first steps that you can optimize to get that review requesting rate higher. Second thing, it's the email and how you write it. So it's good to personalize the subject, the preview text, and if you offer the coupon, you should mention it. You should mention it here, right in the subject. So you should personalize, hey John, hey Thomas, get a coupon if you leave a review. So that will at least get them to open, and you're straight away telling them that you will actually give them something in return. So you're getting, two benefits: more people leaving reviews, and more people actually returning back to your store because they have those coupons. And don't be afraid that you're, suddenly, you're giving out coupons to everybody. It's not a big deal. Not many people actually use those coupons, but at least you're getting the big benefit of increasing the rate almost twofold. So coupons increase the rate of reviews twofold, almost from 3-4% to 7-8%. The next thing you want to have a look is the actual email. So you need to keep it short. Basically, make the text personalized. Make it make it aligned with your brand strategy as well as brand voice. But don't make it long, because you want people to get to that call to action button as soon as possible, especially when they're on their phones. The button should be on the first page, they shouldn't have to scroll in order to get to that button. So you want to avoid having them to scroll and just have it, showing as soon as possible. So those would be the first two things: personalize, offer the coupon in the subject, and offer the coupon in general. In terms of coupons, between 5 and 15% is good. Going anything anywhere higher doesn't really yield that much better returns in terms of increasing the review rate, requesting rate. One more thing you can try to do to increase that rate is sending an SMS. So these days, people are spammed with emails all the time, but texts are still underutilized. So, you might not read the email. You might not even receive a notification about the email, but texts, people tend to check them a lot more than the emails. If you have a printer, sort of an order printer integration done, then that's another way of asking for a review. So when people see right at the start, when people open the packaging, they will see the packaging slip and it will say, hey, leave a review and get 10% off. And they tend to leave those papers lying around for a while. So you never know. Maybe even after a few weeks after the person received their product, they might stumble upon that piece of paper with a QR code asking them to leave a review. So that's another way of boosting. And then we go to the review reminders. So if you can send a reminder, because first email, first contact that you made might have not been in the right moment of the week, of the evening. Maybe they even wanted to leave a review, but they just couldn't be bothered, or they didn't have the time. It's good to nudge them again, and I would recommend doing it after at least 3 days, 3 days or longer. So between 3 days and a week, that's a good time to send that email again. It's definitely good to close on the right note. So show them a personalized thank you page once they left a review, if that's possible for you. So, if you were to buy from our showcase store, we would show our team and how we're happy to have your business. And if we offer the coupon, offer it right here. And, you are kind of leaving the customer delighted with the level of your service straight away. I gave you if I'm a customer, I gave you my time, I gave you my effort, I left that review, and I'm getting that coupon straight away. Awesome. So the last thing that you might want to do is, especially if your store sells visual products, so if you're selling shoes, if you're selling dresses, you might have an increased need of those photo reviews or video reviews. So what you can configure in your review app would be a photo reminder, so something that goes after they left a review, asking for adding videos or photos, and offering yet another coupon on top of that, and probably a better one, because that's even more effort and they actually need to take a photo. So that's kind of more valuable in their mind. So if you configure all of those steps correctly, starting from the DNS records, correct timing, sending those well-crafted emails, SMS with coupon incentives, reminding people, showing them a nice thank you page, which will showcase your brand, that you're really taking care of the entire customer journey, and requesting even more with the photo reminders. I think that you're going to be at the right place, and you'll be able to get a lot of reviews that will benefit you for the months to come. Especially that we mentioned that the Christmas and Black Friday period is there to you will have the worse months afterwards. You will have January, February, which are a lot quieter, and you'll definitely need some more reviews to boost whatever traffic that is coming to you during those quieter months. So this would be my general advice. Yeah, Derek, I think that we are ready to return.
I love it. Thank you so much, Thomas.
are
You have
very
given
welcome.
us the exact plan of what we need to get done from a review standpoint over the next month. So I hope everybody is taking notes and ready to make sure that no matter what tool you're using, you're squared away for the holiday season. And you can see why Openu is a pretty solid solution in the space for everything that that you can offer and everything that people need in order to get and maximize reviews. I think that people forget, like, if you think about a review tool, if you pull one out of a hat, it's like, okay, that's great. Like, I just chose one randomly, but which one is going to get me the highest review rate, right? Like, which one's going to get me the highest conversion rate on the site? And I think that's what you focused on when you're creating your product.
Look, these days we have a lot of review tools. There is a lot of free stuff circling around Shopify. And the reason is usually because the companies that build them, they usually have a whole portfolio of apps, and they use review apps as a lead magnet to their stores. So it's something to promote their other apps. It's something that every single person will need, and then they're trying to promote the rest of their portfolio. So they kind of just slap together some functionality, a glorified comment section that doesn't do much. But if you really want to go with something that integrates with your whole stack, that is optimized, because speed is king. It's
that photo and video through mobile with well optimized for displaying the most the best reviews first. I completely agree. And I think, if you're a very brand new starting store, sure, that like Shopify reviews thing is fine. But at some point, you're going to graduate and you're going to need to be looking for a solution that gives you a lot more. And you should have that concern in the back of your head. Like, okay, when we hit this revenue milestone, we need to think about how we get more reviews. Another thing, that milestone might even be centered around something like, hiring a marketing or advertising agency, because now you need to get more content for them. Right. So you want to up the number of reviews you're getting, because you'll feed your ad agency, and that will in turn create content that Nurit can put into this visual storytelling tool. So it all kind of comes together in a nice full circle here for everybody.
Yep.
I love it. And you can, I think, between the four solutions, and then let's just say e-commerce tech here in the center, always trying to help people kind of perfect their tool stacks. I think we've come completely full circle, from channel to customer service to personalization to social proof and creating content for all of the other channels and activities. So thanks so much for joining us, explaining the process for optimizing reviews and getting the most out of them.
You're very welcome. Can I just say one more thing? Because we actually do have, our own Christmas offer. So for the first 2 people that go to opinion.com, and if you like the app, if you like what you see there, and schedule a demo and mention e-commerce tech, you're gonna get an extended 3-month trial.
3 months is perfect. That gets us through to the end of the year. So there's really no reason not to do it. We will also include that in our follow-up email and make sure that you get a couple of people through that process. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, Thomas.
Thank you for organizing. Thank you for having me.
Of course, always a pleasure. Awesome. All right, with that, we are done. Thank you so much for joining us across these sessions. Of course, all of this will be available on demand. Have I mentioned the show notes? Have you bookmarked the show notes yet? Are you going to actually execute on the tactics, the strategies that we've put forth today? Again, great tools that we showcased. You don't have to use the tools in order to use the strategies, but these tools have very specific strategies that go along with them. And by incorporating all of them together, there is a very strong chance you will have a successful holiday campaign season. Thanks so much. I'm always available if you want to talk to me about any of these tools, about when is the right time, or any other tools in your tool stack, or if there's convolution, you're hiring a new head of marketing or head of customer success, and you want to make sure that they're enabled to do as much as they can in your business. Always happy to chat. We do free tech consultations all day long. It is literally my job to either meet with our partners like Thomas and team to understand their tools, or meet with merchants like you to give recommendations on which tools to use. All right, that is it for me. I look forward to seeing you guys at an upcoming e-commerce tech event. We've got, by the way, just sneak peek, 4 big events in 2022 virtual, and 1 live event in August 2022 called eCommerce Day. Really looking forward to meeting up with some of you in person. All right, that's it. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next time.